Welcome back to Author Nation. So thank you for joining me, James H. Haskell.
Jeffery
Sorry,
H. Haskell.
I'll start again.
That's okay. No, it's okay. James Kirk. I love Star Trek.
We've got it.
We're
Jeffery
good.
H. Haskell. Sorry. Yeah. So thank you for coming back to speak to me again. So we were chatting earlier, but how have you enjoyed the show so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. Author Nation is an extension of 20 books, which I've been to 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have like hit or miss panels and talks, but today has been really informative. Joe Solari is the guy who's running it. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really well organized, and they provide a lot of free food. So
yes,
that's always
true.
a bonus.
Do you come to a lot of these sort of conferences? Or
Yes and no. There aren't any other conferences like this, unfortunately. I wish there was, because then I'd go to them.
Yeah.
But I do go to DragonCon, LibertyCon, FanX, and one in Utah called Writers Cantina, put on by Larry Correia.
Right. Those first ones are more like for science fiction.
Fan cons.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Great. Okay. And why did you come to them? What do you get out of these conferences?
Well, I first started coming in 2018 before I was really successful, and I got a lot of information out of them. A lot of the talks are and panels are aimed at lower level authors. Either you're not published yet, or you just started publishing, or you've been publishing for a while, but you haven't seen any success.
Yeah.
Mostly now, so when I first started coming, that's what I was coming for. Now I'm pretty successful, both with my own books and with my Aethon Books, who publishes my my military sci-fi.
There you go.
So now I come mostly to talk to other authors and to be encouraging and to help where I can.
Yeah.
And also get stuff out of the occasional talk, like the one that I just got out of.
So which was that talk? It was the Quince.
It was Quinn. Okay, hold on. Quinn Brooks Ward. The talk was navigating time management strategies for neurodivergent authors, which is a fancy way of saying if you have ADHD,
how do you concentrate?
And it was really great. If you can watch them online, I highly recommend you watch it online.
Okay.
It was since you didn't get to go to it, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Is this got someone you knew before? Or
nope, never heard of him.
Never heard of him?
Nope. It was I have ADHD,
yeah.
So I was like, well, hey, I could always use more tips on handling it, and so I came.
What are the tips that you do to handle your own ADHD writing?
It's really tough. Hi, Shannon. Well, ADHD is a little bit more difficult. One, I take my medicine. And two, I try really hard in the morning when I have the most willpower to not get distracted by the world, by shiny things.
So it's like when you first wake up, that's your writing time. Is that what you?
Yep. I get up at 6 in the morning, and I usually am writing by 6:30, and I write till about 10:30 or 11, and that's when everything starts to fall apart in my head. So that's like my prime writing time.
Yeah. Do you find once you've started writing, you can just keep going?
Yes. Yeah.
Get into that flow state.
Yeah. Most days it's good. There's always going to be days where he calls them red light days and yellow light days and green light days. Most days for me are green and yellow, occasional red. Yeah. But if you can get writing, the hardest part is like getting that task initiated. And so if you get writing, you're gonna do okay.
Yeah. Have you found any of the tools here? So like some of the vendors and the software and stuff like that. Have you found them?
I use a lot of the tools, but I found most of them before they came here.
Yeah.
I write in a program called Atticus.
Yes, great.
I love Atticus.
To Monique tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're fantastic people. Dave Chesson is the guy who created it, and he is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. I interviewed him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, he's a former Navy submariner.
Yeah. And
really great guy. And Atticus is just a program for writers made by writers.
Yeah.
And so I really like it. I use Plottr, Plottr.
I just chatting to Cameron. Just now.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know Cameron.
Yeah.
I use Plottr on my bigger novels.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then of course I use the gold standard, which is Word. Microsoft's not here to send to my publisher.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the tools I use. I'm trying to think if I have anything else I use.
It's interesting to use Plottr because I was just chatting to Cameron, and he said a lot of his customers are like brand new writers, but he does see that bigger writers, especially if they've got like series, are still using Plottr to like keep everything together and to keep.
Yes, it has some neat tools for organization and for like you can create a series in it, and so you can go back and check the outline for each of your different series. The problem I always run into with any kind of software is if I discover the software after I started writing the series, going back and putting everything back in is a little tough.
Retrofitting.
Yeah. But mostly I write in Atticus, Plot and Plotter, and edit in Word.
Amazing. So for people who don't know you, tell us a bit about your books.
I write military science fiction for Aethon Books. My big series is called Grimm's War.
Right.
The first one, which is Against All Odds, was nominated, was a Dragon Award finalist in 2022. I lost to David Weber, and if you don't know who David Weber is, he is the biggest name in military sci-fi. He sold millions of books. And also, he wrote a book with Timothy Zahn, and that's the book I lost to. Yeah. And if you don't know what Timothy Zahn is, he's the guy who created the Star Wars Extended Universe back in the day.
Right.
He created Admiral Thrawn and, all this other Ahsoka and all this other stuff that we all enjoy today. So losing to them was not exactly a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, actually. And I got to meet both of them, and it was a fantastic experience. Against All Odds is a ship-based military sci-fi set in the far future, and it's got all the things that I grew up watching and reading about, heroes and villains, the old ship that nobody believes in, the crew that doesn't want to be there, and the captain who's been disgraced trying to get his name back. My tagline is the wrong crew, the wrong ship, the right captain.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah. And I've sold like over 100,000 copies now. It's got 6,000 reviews on Amazon, and
nice.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's a great series.
Are most of your sales through Amazon?
Aethon publishes exclusively through Amazon, so it's all Amazon. The vast majority of my sales are ebooks, followed by audiobooks, followed by paperbacks.
Interesting. Most of my sales are paperback, but I'm nonfiction.
Right, so that's how nonfiction is. Yeah, paperback and audio is for nonfiction.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't read nonfiction on ebooks.
No.
Military sci-fi, though, because the big publishers have stopped publishing it, they've sort of pushed it all onto Aethon, who is the largest publisher of science fiction and fantasy in the world at this point. And if you get a chance to have Rhett C. Bruno and Steve Bollier on your show, you absolutely should.
Right, I'll have to write this down.
They are the guys who run Aethon. They're brilliant. Because the Big Five has stopped publishing military sci-fi in general, there's still a lot of us who write it. Mm-hmm. And so we have gravitated toward publishers that want to publish it, and Aethon's the biggest one to do it.
That's really interesting. I'll catch up with Aethon, because I was speaking to Dakota Kraut before. He's in Lit RPG. Yeah,
Dakota is the name in Lit RPG. Yeah, he's huge. Yeah.
And he was just saying, the big companies don't want to sell Lit RPG.
They do not.
He just does all of it.
They do not want to sell Lit RPG. They don't want to sell science fiction and fantasy in general. Yeah. They still do, but it's not really, in my opinion, science fiction and fantasy. When your story is about the way the sun hits the earth and makes people sad, that's not science fiction.
Yeah.
So
these conferences, what have you got out of them as being a writer? Do you?
If you're a committed person, if you're committed to succeeding as a writer, you're going to succeed no matter what. Yeah. These conferences give you the tools to help that success come quicker, and the people you need to meet to make it work better. That's Rhett C. Bruno, by the way.
Come join us.
Hey, Rhett, I was just talking about how great you are and how awesome Aethon is.
I was just exploring. I found water. Something.
Right on. This is Teddy. Teddy, this is Rhett. Teddy,
yeah.
He just got done talking to Dakota Kraut, so you're in good company.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was asking me about how I publish science fiction, and I was telling him all about how you publish the science fiction. I just write it.
Yeah.
And he does an amazing job at it.
He was also quite rude about you, but you...
Oh. Under the bus, Teddy. Under the bus. Okay.
There you go. Well, that's what's good about coming to conferences. You meet.
Absolutely. My favorite thing is running into people at these conferences that I've met before at other conferences, or just random 5-minute friends where I bump into somebody, we start talking, and next thing I know, I am helping them figure out what their next book series is going to be about.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah, I love it.
Cool. Well, great. I mean, it's been great chatting to you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
For coming on. Good luck for the rest of the show.
Thanks, Teddy. You too.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye.